And we are live. Welcome, everyone, to Ultra Podcast C, episode 248. Once again, Manuel is out, so it is once again Josh and me hosting this episode. Say hi, Josh.
Hi, everybody. I'm Josh with Fotaku Network.
Yeah, and with summer break winding down, I thought it'd be a good time to talk about the vacations we've been on. But before we get to that, there are just a few things I think we should talk about before. Like I
Mhm.
was telling Josh before, sadly, in the past week, or a week or so, we've lost two big voice actors. Rachael Lillis, best known for playing Misty and Jessie in the original Pokemon dub.
Mhm. Yeah.
Only in her early 40s, mid 40s. Actually, it's way too
Yeah, it's really
young.
sad.
And then
Yeah.
earlier today, we learned that Atsuko Tanaka, who voiced Makoto Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell, Lisa in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Kaine
Mhm.
in Nier, and Bayonetta in the Japanese dub,
Mhm.
also dead.
Straight up goat.
Yeah, our condolences to the families of both of them, and we hope that they've had the proper time and resources to grieve. And I'm
Yeah.
I'm always unsure what to say on this kind of stuff, but like our hearts are with them. I think is the easiest thing to say for that.
Yes. Definitely thoughts, prayers, and
Mhm.
fuck cancer.
Yeah, yeah. That's I don't swear, but what he said.
Mhm.
All
Oh,
right.
it's tough, man.
Do we want to? Okay. Sorry to move over that so quickly, but do we want to move on to our main topic for tonight? So as I
Yeah.
said,
No, it's okay. It's like it was just recently news that happened between
mhm,
like the last weeks or so, and it's understandable. I mean,
mhm,
they've both been a big part of everybody's like childhood or anime viewing experience in some shape or form. So it is genuinely sad,
mhm,
especially when like they it's like great. Like who else is your Makoto Kusanagi, or who else like is like that nostalgic factor from like watching early Pokemon like in
mhm.
1998 or something. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
sure
that.
a lot of the fans of the dub would say Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, I think, is her English voice actor from the original, or from Standalone Complex. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
obviously the original Japanese is also a phenomenal performance and like a very iconic performance since I think she's done it for everything.
hmm Yeah, straight up goat.
Yeah, I think that's just the easiest way to put that. But anyway, like I said, I've been wanting to talk about this for about 2 months now, but because Manuel has
Mhm.
been canceling shows because it's too hot where he is.
Too hot where he is.
Yes, his house apparently doesn't have air conditioning, and he said it's going to be 90 today, and he didn't want to stream because of that. I think it's about the same
Was
temperature here, but I'm still streaming, and I have no AC on. So what I'm saying is, Manuel's a little coward.
I don't know. Like, is it that it would overheat everything in the room? He would just be too sweaty, or just like, don't get me wrong, my
Probably
power
a
bills can be insane. The only
uh,
reason this room's got like almost nobody in it most of the time, so
mhm.
it's like it doesn't really build up any like air or anything like that.
Yeah, probably. I don't think I've seen his room before beyond what I see from his camera. I just like messing with him a lot, especially because like I said, it is basically the same temperature, and I'm shooting just to make sure we have something on this week. But that's enough of clowning on Manuel for right now.
Mm.
Yeah. So vacations. All I ever wanted. Vacation had to get away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that classic song.
Yeah. That one that I only remember mostly from. I think it's the Rugrats in Las Vegas. I don't remember if that
Yeah,
was like a
that's
special.
like that's in the movie. Yeah, not in the movie. That's in the special. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a special, not like a TV movie, but yeah, that's how I remember that song. And honestly, not Vegas, but Laughlin was also one of the places I went on vacation when I was a kid a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
yeah. Have you been there,
To where exactly?
Laughlin? It's basically not Vegas. It's I think closer to the border with Arizona than
Hmm.
Vegas, but it's still in Nevada, so you can gamble, resorts, all that kind of stuff. My family went
I don't.
there. Yeah, I assume just because it was, you know, slightly cheaper and they could bring kids along more easily. So,
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
I've also gone to Reno because of family and
Hmm.
Vegas, so I've been to those cities.
Hmm. Yeah. There have like it's along a river, so there are boat rides along that we went on. There are arcades in the hotels. I think we stayed in like either the Riverside Hotel or the Flamingo, I believe was
Hmm.
called. I have no idea if any of those. Riverside. Thank you. My sister's here and she let me know. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, played the, and they also had. Oh, Manuel's finally awake. Hi, Manuel. I was just making fun of you. Your ears must be burning.
I woke up.
Yeah. Uh, they also had really good strawberry shortcake that you could order, and I remember getting that like brought up to the hotel room and eating that, and that was a treat on our vacations. Oh,
Nice.
my sister also would like to add the hot dogs that they had there. I don't remember those as well, but it was definitely like vacation food is just always good food, I think.
Yeah, it's like gotta treat yourself, or at least just like that different feel, or maybe it's out of the blue, not out of the blue, out of the ordinary, out
Hmm.
of the ordinary.
And then there's just the other random things you do on vacation. I still remember. I think it was my cousin Mike. This must have been what early 2000s. I was maybe 12, and I dragged him to go see. I think it was Pokemon the movie 3, Secret of the
Hmm.
Unknown, in
Hmm.
Laughlin. So it was like the hotel was in a mall, like right across from our hotel, or yeah, right from our hotel room. So it was just, I guess he drew the short straw that day and had to go see the movie with me. So he's like, I don't care about this. Yes, we're talking about Laughlin. Yes, old people and young family or young kid Vegas is, I think, how I'm best describing it, Manuel.
That's old people Vegas.
Yeah, I think my mother said she would also stay there when she was visiting her cousin in uh, Arizona. So that's just where I'm. I will put up a map to see if it's actually super close to the border with Arizona or not. I don't remember at the moment. But yeah, that was like one of the most fun vacations. So, did you have any fun vacation spots you went to when you were a kid, Josh?
Um, yeah, no, there was a lot. Parents took me to LA a lot.
Hmm.
Las Vegas every now and then. Though with Las Vegas it was mainly just like circus, unless we were like seeing family. Um, I mean, six. Well, I guess it's more like day trips. Probably San Diego or going to Mexico.
Hmm.
I'd say like those were more vacation related things since we were there for like longer like strands of time.
Hmm.
But Mexico was mainly like Ensenada, but that was mainly because of family being there. The Sometimes we go down to like check out some theme parks in San Diego, so we were probably there for like a couple days,
Hmm.
and then it's like I'm drawing a little bit of blanks, but like it really depends. Like my parents liked going out a lot
Hmm.
from the town that I was growing up in, and they would head down to like LA for like either there was like a big thing going down there, like if there was a game, or maybe sometimes it was just to like check out some of the stuff that would be over there. In terms of like a really big vacation, I'd say it would be more limited to if we ended up going out of the state, like to Nevada, or if we went to Mexico. So
Hmm.
the other time I remember we did go to on a cruise, but that was just still back to Ensenada for like one of my sister's skiing tests. So that was nice. The Disney cruise was definitely different.
Oh,
First time being on a cruise.
oh, you've actually done that. It was like my mother's like dream to do that, but we never got around to do it while she was still alive. It's one of the like minor regrets of losing her so early.
What?
Disney cruise.
It's because I didn't want to.
It's because my sister didn't want to go.
I saw Titanic. And
She saw Titanic and it just ruined her apparently on
I
cruises.
won't go on a cruise.
Sorry about that. It seems Josh is back now. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it was definitely like I was getting a call from some random person and I was like, which is good to know. Like I want to see if the setup would work kind of like cool, but at the same time I have like the computer monitor still on, but that's just so I could see like the comments and everything. I want to
Mhm.
have this separate phone set up where I could also check that too, but that was like super dead Z's and someone changed the code on it. Um But yeah, no, I think the same way that Final Destination ruins like airplane trips for people. I mean, there's people just being afraid of like, hey, I'm on a boat and there's like certain death if like we hit an iceberg, which is like very much out of the norm. But I'm pretty sure stuff like that and like 911 don't really help.
Yeah, especially it's weird because my mother wanted to do it in Florida, so the Caribbean is very much known for all the icebergs there.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
and
weird.
Blair Witch ruined camping.
And what? Wait, what?
Blair
Ruined
Witch,
camping?
Blair Witch, the Blair Witch
Oh,
Project.
oh. I mean, there's that. Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking I said Titanic ruined cruises. You went Final Destination ruined airplanes, and then I was like, oh yeah, and Blair Witch kind of scared people off of camping. So what was a cruise like that like? Obviously I said I want to go on, but never been. Do you remember what it was like?
Wait, did somebody ask that or
Oh no,
is this
I'm
taking
asking
off?
because I've never been on one.
Oh, it's cool. You can like, at least on the Disney cruise, you could like eat anywhere, and then you can go to a buffet that they have,
Mhm.
put a bunch of food on your plate, just kind of go all over the cruise. I think that's also regular with like Carnival or so, but like the Disney one's definitely better quality than Carnival.
Mhm.
Um, I definitely do enjoy that. You definitely feel the flow of the ocean. I would definitely say get a room that has like an outside view of some sort. It's
Mhm.
definitely better than being in a room where you're just like inside of the boat, if that makes a little bit more sense,
Yeah.
versus one where if you had like a window or like a balcony or something. I definitely recommend the balcony or something so you don't get that claustrophobic feel.
Hmm.
And then they had a big ass theater in there. It was awesome. They played whatever was like popular at the time, or at least by a few months. So it was like really cool to check that out. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 so many times. It was a
Okay,
lot
so
of fun.
you did this more recently than I thought. I thought you were talking maybe more like 20
It was
years ago.
volume. It was Volume 2. That was
Yeah,
like
17.
2017 or
Yeah,
so.
I didn't think you were talking the last decade. I thought you were talking like the last 2 decades, maybe. I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about when you were a kid, which I guess by
yeah,
some
no,
definitions you are still a kid, but.
no, I was an adult. I was an adult. It's just I didn't really do that as a kid.
Hmm.
So most vacations, like I said, was like maybe every now and then go to Vegas.
Hmm.
Not too often. Every now and then. More times would be like go to Ensenada or go to San Diego, which I
Hmm.
guess is like more or less still the same place. I think once or twice I went to San Francisco with that being a vacation, but um yeah, it was very much stuff that was related to still being like within the state. My parents didn't really like do anything too major or anything
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, San Francisco is a place that I've been a couple times. I have an uncle who lives up there, and so we would go visit him for a couple days, go around the city. Like we would hit Ghirardelli Square, Fisherman's Wharf, Alcatraz. Got to go to all those cool places. I've been back there a couple times, mostly because GDC is always up there, and that's kind of a vacation when I'm going out for conferences. So it's always
Mhm.
nice to like see the city, even if he doesn't like me going down to like the same places over and over, just because I want to go down there for whatever reason.
Mhm.
Also, there was a place there that had some of the best pizza that I've ever had in my life. I think it was called Blondie's, but it's shut down now. And I only learned that because when I was in San Francisco for my first GDC, I was looking up, it's like, hey, is this place still open? And I saw closed. Looked for any other
Mhm.
locations, closed. And it's sadly just seeing like a place change and not being able to get like your favorite food again ever is really depressing thing to think about sometimes.
Yeah, that can be a major bummer.
Hmm. Actually, other than that, I'm trying to think what else. Like I said, Alcatraz was a lot of fun, just like getting to see the remains of the prison, all that stuff, like the history of it as well. Fisherman's Wharf, just going there and sitting and seeing was the seals and sea lions. They're just all kind of massed there together. Manuel, what have
Mhm.
I done to belong in Alcatraz? Sorry, I'm just seeing it. But like, just yeah, my mother was also just a big fan of like sitting by the water and just watching whichever like form of sea life kind of congregated on like the platforms they put up. Like we do that like to celebrate her We go down to Oceanside and kind of watch the seals there as they pile up on the dock. They have like a special thing floating in the bay for them.
Mm.
Yes, Manuel, I saw those sea lions at on Fisherman's Wharf. Actually, just as they're like all chilling out. Yes, yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about. The sea lions that are just standing there, basically yelling at each other, and people passing by. Like, I don't say that for too long, but I'm still sitting there just to watch them because it's interesting. Actually, and then I think right near there is also Ghirardelli Square, which I really like their chocolate. I remember getting an ice cream sundae there once, and obviously to a kid, that's just going to be pure magic.
Mm.
Okay, you've also talked about Mexico, and I have to make a very honest confession. Despite being half Mexican and living in the San Diego area, I have never once been to Mexico.
Mm.
Yeah. I have had family members go. I had a family member who was there like 2 weeks ago. Somehow I have just never been on that trip, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it could depend on what people have said, maybe, or maybe like nothing really like unique occurs or something.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to also going to Mexico, more so in like different spans of time, at
Mhm.
least in my life. There's where my parents grew up. That's a bit further into Mexico
Mhm.
than Ensenada. I've probably only done that about 3 times. Like
Mhm.
one time when I was really young, one time when I was in high school, and then another time for a wedding, and I'm older and everything.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, with the exception of the wedding, because that was literally like nice resort area. Um, Beach was nice. Water's definitely like not cold in January, surprisingly.
Wow. Okay.
Um, but other than that, it's like not really anything I would say to write home about. I feel that's more so Mexico focuses on making its tourist areas
Mhm.
feel like a great place to be.
Yeah.
But short of that, most locales are like pretty mid, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so about just going to visit family more than anything that like makes it interesting. But in most cases, it's not really a place where I would say like, yeah, you definitely I go to like get exposed to it. It's more so like they make the vacation spots look really cool down
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah. I said obviously tourism is just a lot of money. Okay, Manuel, you asked. Here it is. I'm turning it in. Please take it. My Mexican card. I know. I gave you. I told you to turn yours in for not liking avocado, so you can have mine now.
Yeah. Also, I mean, it should be a given, but like tacos are great over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much any Mexican food that you have like in California is already really good, but
Mm-hmm.
like in terms of what you end up getting because everybody literally like makes a lot of their stuff from scratch or seafood also pretty big, mariscos, stuff like that. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's pretty delicious.
Yeah, I love mariscos. There's just like any kind of like seafood. I used to hate fish for whatever reason, like except for shrimp, and that was generally the only one that was fried. But
Yeah.
somewhere in my like early 20s, I just started enjoying it. Like I had sushi for the first, like good sushi for the first time, and I think that was just like a game changer. And then it was like, oh, fish tacos are amazing, especially in California and Mexico.
Hmm.
Obviously, I haven't had them from Mexico. I've just heard they're really good. And
Yeah, it's good.
actually,
It's definitely good.
come here, kitty. Oh, she just want to be on camera, but here's a cat to boost our ratings. Bye, kitty.
Cat.
Yes. Yeah, and
Aw.
yeah, she isn't.
Oh, that
Like,
cat's so adorable.
yeah,
They didn't want to be on screen for too long.
yeah. That's my cat, Egg Roll. She was named because my sister's coworker's boyfriend found her behind some gas station and named her after the first thing he saw when he went in the store. So she was this close to being named after whatever version of the Slurpee they had. Yeah, but as I was trying to say before my cat interrupted me, one of my favorite vacation spots that I haven't really talked about or I haven't talked about yet, is Hawaii.
Hmm.
I have some family members who have property on the Big Island, so I've visited a couple times. I don't think I've been there in um, more than 15 years now, I think. But
Hmm.
those were definitely some of the most fun vacations, like especially during summer break of my life. Like we did, the beaches are obviously amazing, especially when you go to the ones that are not really heavily traveled by tourists. There are spots where I went like snorkeling with turtles. I don't know if that's entirely legal at this point, but I think any statute of limitations is probably up.
Or wait, for snorkeling with turtles?
And touching turtles, like and touching them. I don't know if they're like protected species or anything. I'm just making sure. Like I
And,
don't want to have endangered any wildlife.
uh, I mean, snorkeling's like a normal thing. Like, I mean, they
Yeah.
had that also in like Mexico when I went to
Hmm.
like um Puerto Vallarta. Like,
Hmm.
they, that was like an activity you could do.
Yeah. Not the snorkeling itself, but with like turtles that might be endangered species or protected species is more my worry about that.
Hmm.
But it's like you said, the water in that kind of tropical region is really warm. I mean, I went in summer, so it's definitely warm, but it's really nice. But sadly, this was the part of my life where I was like the most I don't want to go outdoors, barring 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
So I was the kid who was just content to like go to Hawaii and then stay indoors playing Pokemon. I think it was Ruby on my Game Boy Advance. So
Hmm.
I was like, one of my funny stories is when I was at my aunt's house, I was playing through, I think it was Pokemon Ruby on my Game Boy. I was probably going through one of the Elite Four at the moment when I try and walk out onto like the deck, the deck, and end up smacking straight into a screen door that wasn't open, just because it was clear and I didn't see that it was closed. And so
Ow.
I bonked my head. That hurts. It also throws the batteries out of my Game Boy Advance, so I lose that save in that fight. And
Oh no.
believe me, it is one of those moments that comes up every so often that I am never going to live down.
Hmm.
And then speaking of Hawaii and Pokemon, so Gen 7 was set in Alola, and that had the malasada that was like the snack of the game.
Yeah.
And that also reminded me of we would get them when I went to Hawaii, and I didn't know what they were called. We just
Hmm.
called them donuts, which I guess they technically are within the donut family of like treats.
Yeah.
But so like seeing that, I was like, oh, so that's what those snacks were. I finally could put a name to them and not just call them donuts.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, they are apparently very popular in Hawaii. I assume, given their Portuguese origin, they're probably brought by sailors or just the Portuguese themselves as they were sailing around the globe doing that whole colonialism thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't been.
Yeah, it's a really great spot. Probably wouldn't go right now just because of. I think Hawaii's in. I've heard a lot of people say that they don't really want tourists at the moment, just because they're dealing with a lot of issues and tourism just is aggravating those at the moment. So, like, it's on a list of places I'd like to go again, but I'm just kind of waiting until it seems to be in a better spot, I guess, in terms of resources. And exploitation might be a bit too harsh word at the moment, but at least that's how I've heard it described.
Yeah, I think I might have seen a video about it from what's it called? John Oliver or
Oh
something.
yeah, that was I think last week tonight. I still haven't watched that one yet. I've just heard about it online.
Yeah, just genuinely some people that don't necessarily act the best,
Hmm.
as well as just a system that the U.S. has continued to profit off of,
Hmm.
or rather, a lot of very rich people that like to use the real estate there to mess with the locals' standard of living.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, I guess it doesn't help that when there's a lot of different people that like to go to Hawaii to visit, check it out,
Mhm.
and probably deal with a lot of flack.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to a bit happier things. Do you have any like spots where you haven't gone before that you really want to go to before, or go to sometime in the near future?
Definitely Japan. Have some friends have hyped up Iceland also. I still also do want to check out Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably check out Paris too. Haven't been there. And I say like those are probably like the top of my list. Have various to check out.
Yeah. Japan's definitely number one on mine. I'm currently planning a trip there, hopefully for sometime in the first half of next year. I'm planning on going with my cousin for about 2 weeks, and we're trying to figure out like what the best itinerary is.
Hmm.
Because I know that I want to hit like Tokyo and just see all the weeb stuff there, or as much as I can. I know he wants to go to a maid cafe, get omurice. Uh, I want to hit up Odaiba, see like the life size unicorn Gundam, even if unicorn is probably my least favorite of the UC stuff I've seen so far. Just seeing
Hmm.
a life size Gundam is that cool. I'm trying to think. Just see like all the temples and stuff in Tokyo. Other places like Kyoto and Osaka are also where I really want to go for more historical purposes, and Osaka to see like the nightlife.
Yeah.
Any like specific things in Japan you want to see, or like ideas of what you'd want to do?
I'd like to try out Kobe beef if possible, but I hear that's more Kansai related. And checking out Tokyo feels like it would probably be the best for the time span that I'd
Mm-hmm.
be there for. I mean, with the time frame that I get off from work, maybe at the most I could probably get about a week. So I'd probably have to like maybe aim for a situation where I'm able to get around 7 days or so. But um, that's just probably what it's looking like. It might be that Tokyo's like the best place where I could like probably get the most bang for my buck. Um, I pretty
Mm-hmm.
much just want to sightsee Shinjuku. Um, what's it called? Akihabara,
Mm-hmm.
and just from there, probably like check out some stores and whatnot. But I guess it also depends since a lot of things change over time.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely seeing a giant Gundam that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, I guess it just really depends. There are some things I would like to check out, but I guess I'll just have to see what works out. Whatever those like 100 or 1,000 gates are, I think that would also be
Oh.
pretty cool to
Oh.
like.
Uh. I forget the Inari Shrine in Kyoto. That is definitely on my list. Though with all the red torii gates going up and down the steps, is what you. That the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That one looks really cool. Like it's on my list of things to do in Kyoto. Along with
Mhm.
they're opening up the Nintendo Museum. That was from yesterday's announcement. That's going to be in the Kyoto area. I think it's technically in Uji, which is in the Kyoto prefecture.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's opening up in October. So I'm going in either February or May. So I'm definitely going
That's
to try and
good.
convince my cousin to go along to that. I say, along with that, in Kyoto is also somewhere in like the Kyoto area. I believe it's Honnoji, where Oda Nobunaga died. You
Mm.
might also remember it as the name of the academy from Kill la Kill, which was named after that betrayal.
Kill the Kill.
Yeah, the Honnoji Academy is the name of the high school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, they named it after that. That was really interesting, just because I am also I like looking into the Warring States stuff a lot, so it's like to see,
Hmm.
oh, hey, this battle took place here, or this like person died here. So it'd be like the same for Osaka with Osaka Castle, which was like the site of like one of the last major battles of the Sengoku Jidai.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, that sounds definitely cool to check out.
yeah,
I definitely see a 2 week time span for all that would definitely like that's definitely cool.
yeah. I mean, I got the inspiration for doing 2 weeks from. Yeah, Manuel, I played Samurai Warriors like once, so technically you're wrong, but in spirit you're right, Manuel. So I will give it to you. Yeah, I mean, I got my inspiration for like seeing as much Japan in 2 weeks as possible from an abroad in Japan video, which is like, oh yeah, how to see like my recommendation for if you're spending 2 weeks in Japan. And I was like, cool, I will use this as like a blueprint of things like in planning my vacation. So like show up to Tokyo, spend a few days there, go like around into Kyoto before heading to Osaka, and then back to Tokyo for the end of my trip is probably what it's going to be like. I'm also just trying to do this as cheaply as possible. So I'm looking into like all the ways I can save money, both on like the flights in or on my hotels, like just getting cheap business hotels that I'll split with my cousin. So hopefully we both spend about maybe $50 a night staying in most places.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do the entire thing for about $3,000 total, including flights. Yeah. You talked about Iceland and some other places. And Paris. Any particular reasons for those? They're beautiful. Anything you specifically want to see?
I'd like to experience Paris, check out the Eiffel Tower, try out a lot of food. Nothing in specific that's coming to my head right now, but I think it'd be nice to, be there.
Mhm.
And then Iceland has like some really cool springs. It's got like, not really sure if it's the aurora lights or something like that, but
Yeah.
I think
Go ahead. Sorry, you can't see me, so I'm motioning to say go ahead, but
yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun to check out. Also, food,
yeah.
definitely food. I always want to try out like whatever they have there, and some friends really hyped it up. Where I'm like, yeah, no, that place sounds like that'd be really cool to check out. Looks really beautiful, also.
Josh, I just need you to promise me one thing if you ever go to Paris.
What's that?
Please do not be like my sister who came back from going to Europe once and refuses to pronounce just about anything in Paris by its American name. So it's not the Eiffel Tower, it's the Tour Eiffel, or it's not crepes, it's crepes, and she refuses to eat them from anywhere that's not France. Oh, sorry, it's croissants. She refuses to eat from anywhere but France. Even after I point out they're Austrian.
I don't necessarily speak French, so I mean.
Neither does she.
Wait, so are you saying for me to like not be a French weeb, or
yes,
like
yes, that is exactly what I'm asking. I don't need another one in my life.
like wait, like when she was there, she would specifically
No,
pronounce everything.
after she came back, I didn't go with her. So after she came back, she was just like, "Oh, it's not the Eiffel Tower, it's the Tour Eiffel," or I don't eat croissants except in France. I think the same for gelato when she went to Italy. The only exception she made is an Italian place near us because it's run by an old Italian man. Yes, Manuel, a Frenchapoo. That's my favorite Pokemon now.
Okay, just I mean, I guess that becomes like the not so fun version of whatever John Travolta was doing, where he like references Royale with cheese in like 2 different movies.
Oh yeah, Pulp Fiction. They're talking about what they call a quarter pounder in France because they use the metric system. It's a Grand Royale with cheese.
Yeah. Also referenced in what's it called, From Paris with Love.
I have not seen that one.
Yeah, he makes the same joke. I was genuinely like, "Oh, that's a Pulp Fiction reference because you were in Pulp Fiction." And he did the same thing. It's very much when you see it, the way he says the joke, it's not a 1-to-1, but the fact that it's John Travolta, he's in Paris, and you'll just know when he says the line, and you're just kind of like, yeah, it's a Pulp Fiction reference.
If only there were another one of him that pointed that out and said they could also lightly tap on the fourth wall. The proposal.
It's actually like really subtle. I didn't know that he was I saw what's it called, Pulp Fiction after I saw it. So I was just kind of like, "Oh, what was that poking fun at that?" Huh?
Yes. It was like when you said that I thought you were just referencing Pulp Fiction because I know that from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I heard it first in From Paris with Love, but then after I saw Pulp Fiction and like he's in it, and I'm just like, wait a minute, because he brings up in Pulp Fiction, he's like, you know what they call a quarter pounder in what's it called in France? And so then that's when he says they call it a Royale with cheese, and so then I was like, Nuh-uh. He didn't. And he looks different. He looks different in both
Yeah.
movies because he's like all bald in Paris with Love,
Hmm.
and so I was just kind of like, nuh-uh. There's no way. It's like, yep, that's him. That's him. He's making the same reference. But I mean, as a cool thing, that's one thing. But to like come back home and have like yeah, I'm a cultured person.
Honestly, I think she half does it now just to mess with me. And fair game.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some things I do just to mess with her, so I can't really blame her for that one. But yeah, she's never going to let me forget that she's been to Europe, and I haven't. Oh,
Yeah.
London is also on my list of places to go, but that's mostly just because I like Sherlock Holmes stories.
Yeah, it's still a place to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it. Outside of that, where else do you want to go and check out?
I mean, there are definitely places I've been before that I really want to see more. Like, Boston is still a city that I haven't seen anything of beyond like the Heinz Convention Center for the most part. Because when I go to Anime Boston, that's where it's held, and I'd like to see that more. I should probably find a way to take some time before the next Anime Boston to see if I can get some of my friends to show me around. If not, I just go out by myself and kind of explore it. Okay, my light turned off for a second. I don't know why. But yeah, I want to go to Disney World in Florida. Florida sucks, but I still want to see like Disney World, see how it compares to Disneyland.
It feels like they have a lot of really big stuff in Florida. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like 5 parks in one, so I mean that's genuinely cool.
Mm-hmm. Plus, there's Universal Studios out there, and probably see the Japanese versions if I ever get the chance. Like they're not on my list of things for my first trip to Japan, but I know my sister wants to go out and see all the Attack on Titan stuff in Japan as well, because I got her into anime through watching that, or I guess she got into anime by watching that and asking me to basically watch it again along with her. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I do want to see a decent amount of Europe. Go to Italy, Germany, only because I was supposed to go there with my last job. Because we were going to go to Gamescom, which is actually happening this week. So I started learning German and have been basically keeping it up for a year and a half at this point, I think.
Yeah,
So I
that's
can,
good.
yeah, I can fumble my way around most of the languages of Western Europe at this point, just from knowing Spanish, the basic bits from Latin that kind of work in the other languages or the other Romance languages, and also German. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, speaking.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna add that that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I like learning languages. Like at this point, I speak English, Spanish, Japanese, and German at least like a young child level. I know I've also dabbled in learning like French, Italian, and some other things, but those are like the 4 I know at this moment, and I'll probably pick up the other 2 sometime later. Just a useful skill and just a thing I can do in like 15 minutes a day. So yeah,
that's good.
anything else interesting that either happened to you or that you've heard about in the last week?
Well, I mean, right now I'm just excited because they just had some trailers for Terry and Street Fighter 6, and they're adding Mai to the what's it called, Garu like universe or Garu?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to pronounce it, but I'm like saying it, not saying it correctly, but pretty much the Mark of the Wolves / City of the Wolves like franchise games.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, I was watching the stuff for was it Opening Night Live earlier today, and they showed off a trailer for Mai in I think it was City of the Wolves. Sorry, I just
no, I'm really excited.
Yeah. Other than that, they showed the first gameplay for Civilization 7, and as someone who's sunk way too many hours into Civilization 5, and then still a decent amount into Civilization 6, and I could probably spend another couple hundred hours before the next one comes out. I am just super excited for Civ 7, and it looks like it's going to play somewhat differently. Like, they're going in a direction that I'm very interested in seeing how they develop with that. Sorry, I'm also just looking up all the news to see if there's anything else I want to talk about. But if you have something, please go ahead.
Democratic Party convention.
Okay, let's let's not get
That's
that.
big news.
Yeah, that is definitely big news. Sorry, I'm just looking for more things right now because we're only at about the 45-minute mark. I'd like to go for another 15 at least.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
I just know that's like really big right now, and
Mm-hmm.
like just really hoping that shapes up well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I guess it really depends on like what people are genuinely interested in. Jujutsu Kaisen apparently is on its
Oh yeah,
last 5 chapters, I think.
yeah. That one. I don't follow Jujutsu Kaisen that much, but I thought it was
Hmm.
going to go on for a couple more years at this point. And hearing like, oh, it's got 5 more chapters when My Hero Academia just ended. It's like, wow. And then thinking about how Jujutsu Kaisen was, other than One Piece, the oldest current manga still in Shonen Jump, and that started during Whole Cake Island for One Piece, and is now ending. It's like, wow, One Piece has been going on for a long time, and so many
Hmm.
other like series have come and gone in that time.
Definitely.
I don't know what the next oldest one was. I think technically Black Clover was older than Jujutsu Kaisen, but it got moved to Jump Giga because of the author's health issues, so it was better
Mhm.
on a monthly schedule. But yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh, and we're getting more casting news for season 2 of the One Piece live action soon. So I'm really hoping we get to see who's playing Vivian, who's playing Robin in the next season.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, and I think we also learned that we're not actually going to get to Alabasta in season 2. It's going to be all up to Drum Island. So we'll get Chopper, we'll get
Hmm.
and we'll get all that stuff. But so I think that's going to be good for pacing wise, especially if they do keep it in Little Garden.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, darn! I had something else I was going off on now. No. Oh, Manuel, have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet?
Oh, that movie was fun.
Yeah, that it was so much fun. I was there. Was it Thursday, the day before it opened, when they had the early showings?
Hmm.
Believe me, it's been a long time since I heard an audience get that excited at a movie.
Yeah, no, it was it's cool. I was really glad with the cameos that it had in it. Definitely felt more like one of the like early 2000s based like references. I mean, the only thing you were really missing was like Spider-Man and maybe like
Ghost Rider. I know you wanted Ghost Rider to
yeah.
be in it.
Yeah, they didn't say whether or not anything happened to him, but they
Mhm.
definitely said that like Punisher and Daredevil were out, so it was like,
Yeah,
I guess it happens.
yeah. I didn't get the bucket manual. My sister did. If I had an idea where it was in her messy room, I would go grab it right now. So instead, you'll have to deal with a picture of me with it in the edit.
I got the what's it called, the bottom of the straw or the cup in the straw that came with it. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, my sister also got the full Wolverine set, so the Wolverine cup is over in the kitchen on the like strainer right now. It's just been sitting there because she doesn't want to use it. She just wants to have it because she loves Wolverine. Actually, and leading up to that, we had done nearly an entire watch of or a watch of nearly every Marvel movie that has ever come out. I think we missed all 3 Punisher films, Man Thing, and Howard the Duck. And we watched everything else. We watched the entire MCU, the entire Fox X-Men movies, every other Spider-Man film, uh, both Ghost Riders, every Fantastic Four. We were ready just in case anyone from like any movie showed up in Deadpool and Wolverine. So we were really prepared.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's one of the few movies I've seen twice in theaters because we went back like the next Tuesday and saw it for $6 each. Yes, Manuel, I
Yeah.
know.
Half off Tuesdays.
Yeah, half off Tuesdays. Like I said, my sister saw it 3 times, and she still wants to go see it a 4th. I would have seen it with her the 3rd time, but I decided to see Inside Out 2 instead, which was also a very good movie.
Yeah, it was good. I saw that one with my girlfriend. It's really nice. Well, also saw the Deadpool and Wolverine with my girlfriend. We both enjoyed both of the movies.
Yeah. Yes, Manuel, I know, but I'm trying to think of how to
saying?
what else to say. They recast Toad and Bullseye. Wait, you sure? I thought Randall Park was. I thought Randall Park was back in one of those roles.
Oh, sorry. There was like something on my end with the what's it called? The stream where I couldn't see all the like questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they recast a few of the characters, but I mean they could only. I mean it was cool for what they could do.
Yeah.
Like they also changed the Russian also.
Yeah. I think at this time he said a different actor every time he's showed up on screen. Oh, sorry. What was I going to say? I think we're enough out that I can speak more in spoilers about this, but I'll obviously put a spoiler warning for right now for anyone here who hasn't seen it, doesn't want it spoiled for them, and I'll definitely have a more serious warning on it for people who are watching it on YouTube. But when Channing Tatum came out as Gambit, it's like, oh, they actually did it. And then he has that super thick patois on, so you only understand about half his words and just have to infer the rest of them. Because we knew, yeah, definitely threw on that. We knew Jennifer Garner was back as Elektra. I expected her to, just show up and get killed by Wolverine. Like, I was completely wrong about what this movie was even going to be. Like, I think I had suggested it was going to be essentially Wolverine kills the Fox Marvel universe based on the comic book of Wolverine kills the Marvel universe. So I was very happy to be very, very wrong about that movie.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Blade cameo with Wesley Snipes definitely was like pretty cool. It's just like, oh hey, Ryan Reynolds started off with like superheroing in one of his movies.
Yeah,
and then he died, but yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely the cameo I never thought we were going to get, because I've heard how much they didn't get along on the set of Blade Trinity. So I never expected that, and especially because he was trash talking the MCU Blade movie, which has been in development long enough that the his entire trilogy had come out in the same amount of time that has been in development. But he a lot of fun, especially because he plays basically the grumpy old man who doesn't really want any of this, and especially doesn't like Deadpool. He's like, nah, you never did. A lot of fun, and obviously Daphne Keane back as X-23 and wearing the same shades from the movie was really cool. Oh, and when Chris Evans showed up in the opening, or in like the when they first get to the Void, and you think it's Cap, and then he yells "Flame on" instead of "Avengers Assemble," and then he just gets shot down by Pyro so quickly.
Yeah. Oh man, that was so good.
Yeah. Oh, and finally, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just really enjoyed the movie. It was good. Kind of like hoping to see what like they do next, at least with Marvel, what they do next, if they like how they incorporate them exactly, since they're still technically in that X-Men universe. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure once they end up doing stuff like with Doomsday and the
Secret Wars is the one after that.
Secret Wars, there we go. Like, I'm pretty sure they'll bring them back for that, and then we'll see what happens. But I mean, it's exciting, and especially with what they teased like in the middle where like Thor's there. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I wonder how much of that we're gonna like get in terms of like a later movie.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the other really funny scene, but it's just the opening where he's desecrating Wolverine's corpse and killing TVA agents. Set to bye was just like.
No, that was excellent. The millennial in me loved that so much. That's like the best way to start off a movie.
Yeah. My sister, I had seen like spoilers for the first 35 minutes or so. So I knew like the bye sequence killing TVA agents was coming. I didn't know it was coming while he was like digging up Wolverine's corpse. And my sister didn't know it was coming at all. So we're both there just laughing so hard at this as he's doing like moves straight from the video.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of those dance moves are straight from there. It's like, how are we going to respect the ending of Wolverine? We're just going to take the piss out of it.
I mean, it falls in line, with the time frame. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, the other thing that I thought was missed in like the opening when he's applying to be on the Avengers, he never comments that. Why can't I remember his name? Happy Hogan's actor, the director, also played Foggy in the original Daredevil.
Yeah.
That was like the one thing that never goes commented on.
I mean, they did bring it up in that particular situation, but I think it's just because it's so heavy on Avengers at that moment. Like it would have been a different story if you if you had him maybe at a later point, like where Elektra would show up, then at that point it would be like, oh yes, we're referencing more so Daredevil in that moment.
Sorry, I remembered his name. It's Jon Favreau. Sorry.
Yeah, Jon Favreau. Yeah, no, it's just cool. How it all kind of
it's a lot of fun movie, and obviously the thing a lot of people were very excited to see, Hugh Jackman finally in a Wolverine costume.
Yeah, no, that looked great. I liked seeing in the some interviews where Hugh Jackman literally felt like, because he said that as he was seeing the new what's it called, the Marvel movies when or MCU, I mean, when the MCU movies were going down, he felt that, oh, maybe we can actually do this. So he felt really happy that he was able to put on the full Wolverine outfit for this movie without it just simply being teased so much in all the Fox universe movies, only for it to like not happen before Logan. But then he was very happy for it to like finally happen. And it was just funny how he thought of it being MCU related, even though it's like kind of in the MCU, but it's still technically within the same universe as those other Fox movies.
They've been awarded alternate timeline status.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's glad. I'm like, yeah, no, that's really cool. I didn't know how much he was actually down to actually be in the outfits, but I mean those particular versions of the characters that were made like really popular into like late 80s, early 90s, and then there was like the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
It was like the hype was genuinely like there. It's just cool to hear how he was like, hey, these MCU things are happening. Maybe there'll be a chance for it.
And he finally got that chance.
Yep. And they ate. They definitely ate.
Yeah. Actually, them fighting through that army of Deadpools at the end.
No, that was perfect. Too bad about what happened in Ice Pool, but like, yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, there's the reason he's nice. He never underwent the torture that unlocked his mutant gene to give him the regeneration powers. Because anyone else who could come out of that and still be nice is probably already got a couple screws loose. But yeah,
no, it's good.
Yeah, like great movie. I'm excited to see what they're doing next. Sorry, I'm still looking over game stuff. Like
game stuff?
Gamescom is this week, so I'm just seeing if there are any like big announcements that I really want to talk about.
Or anything that's like anticipated to come out, because I imagine that they would like want to save things for like big announcement trailers or something like that.
Yeah, I say there was like as I said, the opening night live earlier today, which was essentially Jeff Keighley. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but like doing the usual like spiel of announcements, developers coming on to talk about their games. Like they showed off a new Amazon anthology series called Secret Level, where I guess each episode is based on a different video game. So there's going to be like a God of War episode, apparently a Warhammer episode in there too as well for the 40K fans. So I'm very interested in seeing that and connecting that to Deadpool. It's directed by Tim Miller, who directed the first movie, the first Deadpool movie. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
That's good. That's cool. I don't think I've been like the biggest fan of Warhammer of the sort, but that's still cool. They'll have that come up.
And the Molyneux cycle has started again because Peter Molyneux came on and announced the new game, Masters of Albion. So get ready for the overhype, the underdeliver, and the, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that cycle to maybe start again. We'll see if he finally breaks the cycle.
I mean, one could or would hope.
Yeah, sorry, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw, oh, this game is from him. Let's see how it goes. It's kind of like your big like god city management game, but you can also just tap in and control like any villager at any point. So it'll turn into like an over the shoulder like action game as you go like defend your village from zombies and take control of a unit. But then you can tap back out, go and use your god powers to do something. So it looks kind of cool. I'm just hoping it lives up to any promises he ends up making on the game, because he has had some ones that either just failed to deliver on all that, especially I think of, was it Cube? I'm trying to think. It's the game where the gameplay was all just tapping away at cubes that were in one giant cube. And the person who tapped away the last cube got some big prize, which was, yeah, you get to be like the god of my next game. I don't remember how far along that next game even got in its development cycle. I will obviously have the full story over there. Over there. There we go. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to the fact that my camera's reversed on this. So I'm pointing at the edge of the screen, but I have to point at the different edge of the screen.
It happens. It happens. I get tripped up too on my end with the setup sometimes, but it's all good. It sounds like things are going to shape up to be really exciting for Gamecom. What are you heading? When are you heading over there? Like, is it going to be like you had like 2 days in advance, or?
Oh, you talking? No, that was with the company I used to work for. I got fired from there a year and like 3 weeks ago, basically. And yes, I keep it down, or 2 weeks ago. I keep it down to the day. I remember when I lost my job. But yeah, plus that trip I think got canceled even before I was fired. It was supposed to be this time in 2022. Yeah, because that was the year I was there. But we didn't do that, so I got to do TwitchCon instead, which was a lot of fun. And it was, I guess, technically a vacation in San Diego, even though San Diego is basically where I grew up. So yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, actually, that was a lot of fun, just coming back home and being like, oh yeah, hey, I know these places. Even being, I know these places, was just, hey, I'm going to go grab In-N-Out the first thing after we get back and get our badges. Anyone want to go with me? And having no takers.
In-N-Out run.
Yeah.
In-N-Out run.
Yeah, that is one of my other vacation rituals I haven't really brought up. Like, if I leave the state, I try and make In-N-Out the last thing I eat before I leave. Like, if I can get it on the way to the airport or the night before. And as soon as I get back, it's the first thing I want. So, like, everyone knows this at this point. Like, if they come to pick you up, it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to go to the one near San Diego Airport. I was trying to think if it had a fun abbreviation like LAX, but no, I don't believe it does. So, or we just stop at one on the way, generally in, I want to say, it's not Escondido. I think it's near the Poway exit of the 15. But yeah, that's kind of my ritual for vacation, other than, packing at the exact last minute, which I think is just everyone's.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty nice tradition. Oh, nothing more fun than going on a run, getting a lot of food, just chilling, vibing. It's decent.
Yeah, actually, and that especially started when I was in college, because I went to college in New York, so I wouldn't be able to get in and out for about 6 months at a time whenever I went, because I would go out in like mid-August and I wouldn't be back until basically Christmas. So, 4.5 months. And then I wouldn't be back until May, so another 6 months at that point. So, like, I would see other people who had been to San Diego. Like, I remember I was at an anime club meeting one time, and this guy just had an In-N-Out shirt. I was like, that shirt is making me the wrong combination of hungry and homesick at the same time. Yeah. Plus, it's always fun seeing other people from San Diego in upstate New York where it's snowing all the time. It's like, were you prepared for any of this? No. And then it's just me, who completely unprepared for this, just still walking around in shorts in, like, negative or negative degree weather because my legs just don't get cold. I think I've told this
Yeah.
story before. Only one time I ever regretted that, and that's because the wind chill was like negative 20.
It's different in California.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll see like posts on the subreddit for my school, and it'll be like, what kind of person is wearing shorts in this weather? It's like, hi, I was one of those guys, and when I go there, I'm still one of those guys. Like, I took a vacation up there when I was still working at my old job. And I was like, yeah, here's proof that I wear shorts in this kind of weather. It's me in like my Spider-Man jacket all zipped up, wearing shorts, and I'm covered in snow because I had just gone around the auditorium to show people where the proper place to line up was. Because it has multiple entrances. One is only for artists and vendors to come in to get ready. The other one is for people who are coming to pick up their badges. So we lead them in through a line. They go zigzag and then pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I hadn't been to New York. I haven't been to AMC or stuff like that, or AYC. I mean,
Yeah. I only went to New York City for about a day because, as anyone will tell you, there's a lot more to New York than just the city. Like, the city's down in one point, and then there's the rest of that. And I was basically on the opposite end of that towards the border with Canada, and I think Pennsylvania was the closest one, the closest state at that point. But yeah, it's a lot of fun going back there, seeing all my friends. It's the same with Boston. Like, because it was a school in New England, there's just a lot of people from the like surrounding states going there as well.
which I mean, a lot of the surrounding states
Yeah,
are a lot closer together than one would think.
yeah. That was another fun thing of like being from California and having to explain to people who are not from California how big California is. Like I talked about, first GDC was my second year of grad school, and there were some of my like cohort were from India, and they were wondering if they could stay with me in my hometown, which is in Southern California, which is about as far from San Francisco as you can get and still be in California. And I had to explain to them, that's a 10-hour drive. Just letting you know that. It's going to be a tough commute if you want to actually go there for more than, 10 minutes.
Pretty much. Yeah. It doesn't, sometimes I forget, especially with like how far it can be. Like I'm kind of like 4 hours from like Sacramento, 4 hours from San Diego. So I always sometimes forget how long it could be if it's like LA to like San Jose for Fanime. I'm like, I can understand why one of my friends takes a plane.
Yeah, I still have no idea how my uncle does that drive so often. He, like I said, he lives up in San Francisco. He comes down every so often. Sometimes he takes a plane. Sometimes he just drives down, and I don't know how he does that in like one day. Same way I don't know how my dad did basically that same amount of hours, picking me up at my college and then driving back to his house in Ohio across like 3 state lines in one day. I mean, I know he drove trucks when he was in the Marine, so he's a bit more used to long drives, but still, I could not do that, even barring the fact that I don't drive. It's like, just standing behind that, making sure you're not hitting anyone is probably the biggest issue I would have driving for that long.
No, it's understandable. I mean, even recently when like my girlfriend and I went for like a 4-hour drive down to San Diego, we definitely felt like just how exhausting it was to be on the road. The traffic didn't make it any better.
Yeah.
But I definitely say it's its own different kind of endurance. I mean, I've also had friends who have like traveled from like one end of the U.S. to the other, also driving. So they've mentioned before where they've had like really long days, even on the road. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's definitely it's definitely a bit, definitely a bit.
Yeah. It just entirely froze on me. No, okay, I'm still going. Cool. It was just a momentary blip. Cool. Yeah.
Oh dang! I see it frozen on my end too. That's weird.
Yeah. It's only a couple seconds, so we should be good. But yeah, that was what I did when I moved out for my job. Like we just did an entire like road trip across the state or across the continental United States. Basically, we did, I think, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana. New Orleans was a really cool place to visit.
Nice.
We actually spent 2 days there. Basically because they needed a break after 4 days of just driving 8 hours a day. Like, they were still switching out every so often, and we were all still exhausted doing that for like 4 days.
Hmm. I can imagine.
Yeah, fun experience. Probably not doing it again. Or actually, yeah. And when I got fired, we moved out after about a month after I lost my job. It's like, okay, we're taking a plan this time and we're hiring movers. It's like, I have the money saved up. We're doing it. And that just saved us so much of a hassle other than having to get everything packed up, which we're going to have to do anyway. And then
Definitely worth the investment.
Yeah. And then getting rid of everything else that we weren't taking with us. In the Georgia summer humidity, it's killer. Like, this heat is bearable, but the humidity in Georgia, like, it could be lower, and I would walk outside my door to go to the trash to throw something away. I would come back drenched. Like, this shirt would be soaking wet because it is so humid that the temperature at which the water vapor turns back into water is my skin temperature.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I would, like, go out, and I could basically just bring out my shirt and have a glass of water by the time I was done. Yeah.
That's a lot of sweat.
Yeah, but I was doing, like, 5 runs to either throw out all the trash that we hadn't thrown out yet or things we weren't going to need, so we were getting rid of them. Like we had to carry our table down. Luckily, we had new neighbors who were moving in like the day before we left. So it's like, hey, you want a table? You want this thing? You want a desk? You want literally anything we're giving away at this moment? Please come and take it. So yeah, I'm sure. Oh, we gave them our printer too. That was the other like big thing. But yeah, I'm sure the people at our old apartment complex, I really hope someone took like all our stuff just to make use of it so it didn't have to go in the trash.
That's true.
Well, Manuel, you should have been in Georgia on August like 29th last year.
I'm more surprised he didn't join in for the trip also, but that would have to mean also finding a way to
back?
move the table and desk.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think we can wrap it up there after talking about getting back on the topic of vacation again. Weirdly enough, as we kind of circled around to it.
Yeah, it's a good full circle moment.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's good, especially with travel and moving. It's nice, pretty chill, pretty chill.
Yeah. So, Josh, are you doing anything on your own channels at the moment?
Not the moment. I haven't streamed in a while. Primarily just with playing Persona 3, but I'll find some time to get around and getting back to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But mainly that, or otherwise just uploading random stuff to my Instagram over at Fotaku Networks. But I'm hoping that I can make some time, hopefully, to game again soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've been unemployed, so I'd have nothing but time to game. Like, I just got through Dragon Age Inquisition in hopes for the Veil, or in preparation for Veilguard coming out later this year. That's my anticipated game that I forgot. Dragon Age the Veilguard coming out this Halloween. So, yeah, sorry, trick-or-treaters, I'm going to be shut in my house for that day. Yeah, I finished that. I'm binging just all the other media I can. I watched the animated series over the course of a day. Then I watched the anime movie. And now I'm reading through the comics and then the books. But yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. You can't find me I don't stream. I'm on this channel when I'm streaming. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter. I don't really post much other than the fact that I've been playing games. So you'll see that I beat Dragon Age Inquisition after about 80 hours. And that was a fun time. Other than that, you won't see much other than like a couple retweeted supportive things or just things I find funny. But you can catch me here.
It's good, though.
Yeah, follow A to J Connections on our website. Check out our streams on Twitch, Twitch TV/A to J Plays. We should have our A to J Adventures RPG stream tomorrow. They're still working on Breath of Fire 3 session. I think there's 18, 19, maybe 20 at this point. DTR is off this week, but we will have our upload on our YouTube on Friday, along with my article kind of recapping the episode and going behind the scenes a bit. Yeah, okay, cool. Manuel says there will be a gaming stream tomorrow. Not that if you're watching this on the VOD on Twitch. Like I said, DTR is off this week. My article, DTR Extended, will be up on A to J whenever the video goes live. So you'll see how I'm learning to kind of go with the flow more with the players than I have been in other campaigns. Because this week was really funny as they kind of helped a bard write the lyrics to I Want It That Way to impress a girl and then just have it blow up in his face.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. It's always fun when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, and like I talk about how I kind of used that to set up a situation I knew I wanted to happen, but then I was like, oh, I can connect these two things together really quickly, and they will never know that it wasn't supposed to happen until I tell them after the session, because boy, was it funny just seeing them extend what I was just having as a minor like background detail into a, oh, hey, this guy needs a name, a plot line, and how do I make this kind of work? So yeah,
but that's good though. You have everybody contribute, add on to it, have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like it's cool. It's cool. Even for things you don't expect to blow up the way they do.
Oh yeah, believe me, my other campaign, which I've talked about before, has also been that. As I've just kind of like added new things and things happen. Like I had a character's cousin, Bing. His name is Jeeves. They don't like to talk about Google. Who became a recurring villain, and when I saw that I had accidentally included the name Bing in a city they are going to visit, they said, okay, but Bing's coming back, right? His name's in it. He has to come back. It's like, okay, zombie robot Bing.
Internet.
Yeah. Also, there's a town called like Octarodon, which sounds like octahedron, which is a double pyramid, like a pyramid on top of a pyramid. It's like, okay, now it has to be a place with a pyramid, so you're fighting a mummy this time. And then, having a cleric who can just ask their god once a week for something and have it granted if they roll low enough, miraculously cure the guy. It's like, well, now what's he gonna do? So, yeah, it's been a really fun. You get really fun campaigns when you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna roll with this if it's not going to destroy everything. Yeah, but like I said, follow us on Twitch, A to J Plays, YouTube, A to J Connections, A to J, I think Plays is our gaming channel for uploads. Fund us on Patreon to get exclusive access to upcoming things or things early. We'd like to thank our patron Ed for supporting us. As always.
Thank you, Ed.
Yes, thank you, Ed. Like I said, we'll be here tomorrow with gaming. Other than that, good night, everybody.
Oh, they all have a good night.